Tonight, the nation riveted by the Mueller report, the most anticipated document in a generation, finally public, exposing secrets and lies and detailing explosive new revelations about President Trump's repeated efforts to thwart the investigation and how he was stopped by the people around him. Mueller laying out a case for obstruction of justice, but explaining why he did not reach a decision. Tonight, the president declaring victory as Mueller finds no evidence of conspiracy with the Russians.
This hoax, it should never happen to another president again.
Democrats blasting the attorney general over his description of the report and what Mueller actually says. Tonight, no charges, but a new fight just getting started.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Well, good evening, everyone. Here it is. This is the Mueller report that's held the country in suspense for nearly 2 years, 448 pages, lots of redactions, and finally made public today, but not before Attorney General William Barr offered a rosy take on the findings, echoing the Trump mantra, no collusion, and expressing empathy for the president's predicament. But tonight, our deep read into these pages reveals a president who sought to influence the investigation in ways we knew and ways we didn't know until now. Our Pete Williams has been pouring through the pages and leads our expanded coverage.
Oh my God, this is terrible. This is the end of my presidency. I'm effed. Adding later, this is the worst thing that ever happened to me. But the report says substantial evidence indicates that the catalyst for the president's decision to fire Comey was that Comey wouldn't say the president was not personally under investigation. 10 actions in all were investigated, but Mueller concluded the evidence wasn't clear enough to firmly establish the president intended to obstruct justice. But Mueller's team says if we had confidence that the president clearly did not commit obstruction of justice, we would so state. Mueller writes that he concluded he could have gotten a grand jury subpoena to try to force the president to answer questions. We chose not to do so, Mueller said, in view of the substantial delay such a step would produce at a late stage in the investigation. The president did respond to written questions, saying he didn't recall or couldn't remember in 35 of those answers. But the report strongly implies that the evidence of obstruction is substantial and that such a decision is up to Congress because it has the power of impeachment. Russia perceived it would benefit from the Trump presidency and that the Trump campaign expected it would benefit from information the Russians stole. But the investigation did not establish that members of the campaign conspired or cooperated with the Russians.
Williams, thank you. And the reaction to this report, as you can imagine, has been fast and furious, with the president and his lawyers and the White House declaring victory, Democrats slamming the attorney general and plotting their next steps. We have it all covered, starting with Peter Alexander. He's at the White House. Peter, what is the latest from there?
Lester, good evening to you. The president is projected to seize control of the inquiry through his White House aides. It highlights at least 10 current and former administration officials or associates who did not carry out his orders, including White House counsel Don McGahn, who refused to tell the acting attorney general to fire Mueller.